Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be answering June 2020 paper 3 ICT. Yeah. So here's the question paper. So we're going to start with the spreadsheet. It says open the NDC workbook in the candidate folder. This workbook contains 3 worksheets: sales, old sales, and summary. So the first thing, we'll go to our desktop and verify if our candidate folder found here. Here is it. We open it and we open the spreadsheet found in it, and we verify if it has the 3 sheets as mentioned in the paper, which was sales, old sales, summary. So that's good. We'll continue with the question. Question 1 to 10 is based on the sales sheet. 1. Change the font type of the first row showing SN, name, 5% discount, and so on to Algeria. So let's go back to our spreadsheet. So this is the first row. These are rows, and why these are columns. Rows are numbered in numbers, while columns are with alphabet. So that's why we should change the font type of this first row. The first thing that we are going to do is to first select it. Select the region to make sure we're on the home tab menu. On the home tab menu, we come here. This is to change the font type. So here they say we should change it to Algerian. So here I can just quickly type Algerian. And that's it. Let's click enter. So here we can see that the font type has changed to Algerian. So that was one mark. The next, insert cell borders in the range A1 to G25. So it's on our spreadsheet. We insert borders from A1. So I'll start from A1. So we need to select first that the whole region. So they say A1 to G25. I go up to G25. A1 up to G25. Here is G. Okay, let's start back. Let's select it back. So this is G25 here. And I go up to what? A1. So that's it. After selecting it, I make sure that I'm on the home menu. On the home menu, under the font type, I'll see this. I click here and I take all borders. I click on all borders. Here it is. And I put the borders on the region, on the reference that they get me. So we go to the next. So that was 2 marks for doing that. The next, adjust the name field. Adjust the name field width to 138 pixels. So the same, if you go to the name field, so here's our name field. This will adjust it towards 138 pixels. So you come here, you come between here and see where you see this plus. You left click, and here you can see the pixel. Like here I'm seeing here it is 283, but this I adjust it to 138. So I drag it in between until I reach 138. So drag, not yet there. So okay. So yeah, I'm seeing 137, 138. And I leave. So now I've adjusted the width of the main cell to 138 pixels. That was 1 mark. The next, insert a formula in the 5% discount field to calculate the discount for each item bought. This discount is 5% of the product of unit price and quantity. So here that will help us by giving us the formula to calculate the 5% discount. So how we calculate it? We take 5% of the product of what? Of the unit price and the quantity So come back to our spreadsheet. So here we want to calculate the discount. So they say the discount. So in Excel, to start the formula, you always start it with an equals to sign. So we say equals to, say 5%. So we take 5% of what? Of means multiplication. 5% of what? 5% of the unit price times the quantity. Now enter. So here it has calculated me what? The discount for Gabriel Comey. So we need to do also it for all. So go to the next. They say we should write the formula here. So just write that formula. This formula that is on our spreadsheet. Here's the formula. 5% times D2 times E2. So that's what we're going to write on our formula booklet. Now the 5, they say insert a formula in the payable total field to calculate the total price for each sale. Okay, here they have not told us to continue the formula for all the cells, but we have to do it. So here we have to do for all the cells by dragging to come down where we see this plus sign, we drag up to where we want to calculate an end. So it's up to here. So it will calculate for everybody. Now let's proceed to the next question. 5. Insert the formula in the payable total field to calculate the total price for each sale. So you want to calculate what the total price for each sale. Now they say the total is calculated following the algorithm below. So to calculate the total, we take what? We'll multiply the unit price by the quantity to get the total price, and then we do what? And then we subtract 5% discount from the total price above. So that it means that this 5% discount, that's what we're asking us to calculate up here. So that's really the 5% discount that we've calculated up here. So now here what we do, we take what? The product of the unit price times the quantity minus what we wrote here, the formula here, that's minus C2. That's really what? The 5% discount. And we're writing the formula under the payable total. So they say it is equals to what? It's equals to the unit price. You can put it in bracket, the unit price times the quantity, which will give us what? The total price. Now minus the discount. The 5% discount was what? This is the other will be calculated. So minus this. Press enter. It gives us our answer. If they are not also drag it to do the same thing for all, we complete it by coming right down here at this row series plus and we drag up to the end. Yes, and we have for everybody. The next question. So here they say write down the formula to calculate the payable total in F8 in the line below. So you just come back to your spreadsheet, you look for F8. F8 is F8. You click on it, you see the formula here. So these are asking to write this formula on your answer booklet. Okay, question 6. Calculate the total 5% discount and total of the payable total in the row 25. Write down the formula in cell F25. So here they're asking us to calculate the total of the 5% discount and the total of the payable in the total rows in row 25. So go there. Our row 25 is right down. That was our last row. So here's it. So here they're asking us to calculate the total for what? The total for the discount, the 5% discount. And 5% discount was what? Our C was our column C. So just go down under C, right under C. Yeah. And now to calculate the total, what we do? We have many methods. Either we can say it will be equals to sum all of them, C1 plus C2 plus C2 up to C25, C24, but that's too long. Or we can use equals to, we use the sum function. That will say sum from what? From C2 up to what? C23. That's also another possibility. And there's also another possibility. Just use auto sum. That's the easiest. I put my cursor inside the box where I want to calculate the total, and I come here. I make sure I'm in the home tab. I come here and I click auto sum. It gives me the sum automatically, and I press enter. And the social also do the same thing with what? With the pay total. So I also come here and I do the same thing. I use auto sum and I press enter. It calculates automatically the sum. And now here it says to write the formula that we use for cell F25. So I'll come back to my spreadsheet. This is my F25. So here I can say the formula is what? Is again. And when you always verify that your name cell is exactly your name box is exactly what they're asking you. I get this F25. So now this is the formula here equals to sum from F2 up to F24. Okay, we go to the next question. Set the font of row 25 to bold and size 14. These are telling us to set the font. So select all the rows. Easy way to select all the rows, just click here. It selects all the rows. So asking us to change the font to bold. That should be bold. B here stands for bold, I stands for italic, and U here stands for underline. So they say bold, I click on B, and they say the font size is 14. Here is the font size. When you even click, you can see down here font size. So if you want to change it, click here and it says what? 14. So I've changed it. The next question. Ensure that you have written down the formula in the cells in question 4, 5, and 6 above before attempting the questions that follow. Yeah, we have already did that. So we'll move on to question 8. Rearranging the fields columns in the sheet to occur in the order. These are asking us to rearrange the columns. So that the first column should be SN, followed by the name, followed by the item. So let's verify. Let's verify our columns. You see the first column should be SN, followed by the name, and now then followed by what? The item. But here we have what? 5% discount. So we need to interchange it because that's what the question says. After the SN is name, after name is item. So in the place of 5% discount, we have to put what there? We have to put the item. And how do we do that? So we want to interchange the item with what? With discount. So at this position here, it is for item. So what do we do? I select all the items here. When I select, I click on shift. And then I click on shift and I use it and I left click. I click on shift. I come down when I see this box where I see this arrow. Yeah, this black arrow with my cursor pointing at it. Then I left click and I drag up to the column that I want it to be here. So I want it to be here. So I leave it. It comes there. So now this SN, this name, this item. Yeah. So going on to the next question. No, we have not finished. So after item now, what follows is the unit price. So we'll do the same thing with unit price. So we have to push this guy, unit price to take this position. So we'll do the same thing. Select unit price. After selecting, I click on shift. I come down where I see this arrow, my cursor pointing at it. I left click and then I drag up. And now you can see that after column C, they put column E there to allow. So here it has changed it. After item is unit price. And now after unit price, it follows with the quantity. After unit price, you put now the quantity. So the same thing here. We'll do the same procedure. Select. We select spreadsheet to come down, go to this arrow, we left click and interchange. After that follows with the 5% discount and the pay total. Verify 5% discount and the pay total. Here we can see that our pay total is coming out from this cell, so the cell is small, so we can increase the speed. Yeah, even though that's not told us, but if we see something like that, we can modify it ourselves. Yeah, so increase the bit. Okay, move on to the next question. That's question 9. Format the numbers in the range. Format the numbers in the range D2 to G25 to 1000 separators without decimal places. So they're asking us here to format the numbers in the range D2 to G25. So let's locate that. D2, this is D2 to G25. So we'll select that region. G25. So I've selected the region. So now they say to format this means that you should have 1000 separators. So how do we do that? You right click, we go to format cells, we click on format cells, a menu will pop up. So if the thing is still loading, so this is the menu pops up. When it pops up, you go to number. On number, click again number. Now when you enter a number, they say with no decimal places, so we'll remove all these decimal places here. Put 0 decimal place. And now the total should put with 1000 separator. So yes, the use 1000 separator. So I click on it and I then put OK. So what do I see? It put 1000 separators on all the range that it told me as as you told me earlier. Go to the next. Now, the next, that was one mark. The next is insert a field color of light blue to the cell containing the total in row 25. There are 10 levels when it comes to our Excel sheet. Row 25, you should change the color, the background color to what? To light blue. So select the region. After selecting the region, we'll come here. Here, this for here to fill the color. You select and we'll take what? Light blue. We look for light blue. So I guess that is light blue. Light blue. Yeah. So that was also one mark. Okay, we'll move to the next question. They say the next exercises are based on the old cells and summary sheet. 11. Sort in ascending order the table in old cells by items. So we'll come to our spreadsheet in old cells. The ascending sort, we should sort it by what? By the item. So what do? We select the column containing all the items. When we select it, we'll go to the home tab menu. On home, we'll come to filter and sort. We click on it and the cell should sort it out in ascending order. So we'll take the first, and here the cell should confirm the sort. So here we can say that it has sorted in terms of what? The items. Okay, that was one mark. We'll move to the next. 11. In C2 of the summary sheet, type a formula to link C2 to a cell in old cells that contain the unit price of spanner. Yeah, that contains the unit price of, it's supposed to be spinner, not spanner. Do similar for the cells in the range C3 to C9. So okay, so they say in the summary cell, here in C2, we should link this cell to a cell in the old cells containing what? Containing the unit price of spanner. So here of spinner. So here all of these are the unit price of spinner. So I can choose one of the cells. Here I can choose, if I click here, the cell reference is D19. So I'll use D19. So what will I do? So as it's not found in this cell, I'll first start my equals. So as it's not found in this cell, I'll call the reference of the cell, which is what? Old cells. And when you always call the reference of the cells, you always end it with a question mark. Old cells means that I should go to old cells, and when I'm in old cells, I take the content in what is in D19. So this needs to give us 900, the unit price of spanner. So we'll do the same thing for what is it for gallons, cutlass. We'll just go back to our old sheet. We'll go back to old sheet for gallons. For gallons, we can take this cell. It has a unit price. So that this cell is D13. D13. So we'll do the same thing. So D13. So go and press enter. For cutlass, I have this cell, and this cell is D10. Also do and put D10. Press enter. For floor rack is this floor rack is in D12. So write D12. Handsaw, I'll take this one, D15. So D15. Padlock is, we can take this one, which is D17. Cables, this one, D8. Bulb, can take D2. So here we did an error. We just supposed to have what 1 equals to, I went and put 2. So let's correct it. You can accept automatically correct. So here we have linked all these cells to a cell in what? In the old cell. So continue with the question. We have already did it for C3 to C9. So now asking us to write now the formula in cell C2. So just come here, C2, write the formula, which is what? Which is equals to old cells, question mark. So first make reference to the cell in which we want to link it to the spreadsheet that I want to link it to. So we go to this spreadsheet and he copies what is in what D19, which is the unit price of what? Spinner. So that's the old cells, question mark, exclamation mark, D19. Okay, move on to the next. I guess that was 1 mark. Move on to the next 11. In the summary sheet, type a formula in D2 that will add the total quantity of, so here supposed to be spinners, not spanner, or spinner sold. So of spanner sold, it's supposed to spanner here, of spanner sold. Do similarly for the cells in the range D3 to D9. Write down the formula in cell D2 in the line below. So here they're asking us to write the formula to calculate the total what quantity sold for spinners. And for us to get the total quantity sold for the spanners, we go to the wholesale, we go to wholesales. All the people that bought spanners, we take their quantity and add it. Like yeah, all these guys that bought spanners, we take their quantity and we sum it together. So how will we do that? We need to write the formula. So here we want to sum. We use the formula what? Sum. And now we're summing based on what? A condition. So we use what? The formula sum if. So in Excel, formulas always start with what? An equals to sign. So I'll say equals to sum if. So I put the range where I'm checking the criteria. So here I want to check if it is a spinner or not. I want to check if it's what? A spinner or not, and it's in which reference. So it's on the item. So I want to check if the item is what? A spinner or a spanner or not. So it's from C. I'm checking from C2 up to C24 if it's a spinner. So I write the reference. So but it is not in this spreadsheet. It's in the other spreadsheet. So what we do? We first start by putting what? We first start by putting the reference of the other spreadsheet, which is what? Old cells, and now I put the range old cells. We put question mark. Old cells what? We start from C2 to C24, which is also in old cells. We also put what? O cells C2 C24. So that's the range. Now put the criteria. A criteria here is if it is what? If it is equals to a spinner. If equals to what is here? If the item is equals to this, which is a spinner. If it's equals to B2, so it's better that we should type it. Yeah. Equals to spinner. So now if it is equal to a spinner, what do? We sum. So now here we put the range for it to sum. The range is what? We sum what? What is it sum? It sums what? The quantity. And the quantity is from E2 to E24. So we put, and it is in the old sales. So we put what? We start with old sales, question mark. What? It starts from E2 to old sales E24. So that's the range. So here we will sum all the quantities of spinners in what? The old sales tables. So when you sum it, it will give us the value. Okay, that's telling me that I have an error somewhere. Okay, this way I have an error. I made an error and put equals to here. So now, okay, this says another error. this equals to here came out. You don't need to have equals to here. Yeah, because these are the reference. We're summing from, we'll go to, we're summing, we're checking, we're summing if what? If in this reference, if it's equals to final, we sum the value to the others. Yeah. So if we're done with the formula, we press enter. It gives a sum. And if you drag it like, it will not go for us because for gallons, you need to change it and come and forward also here. You need to you change the formula and put also gallons and so on. So let's copy it and we modify. So yeah, for
instead of spinach, put gallon. Put gallon, okay? Yeah, cutlass. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah, answer. Yeah, cutlass. Yeah, cutlass. And finally, mark. Okay, but we discover something also. As well as drag it, the zero change, don't pass about 3 to 2, this is correct. And 2 to 2, 3 to 4, and E to 3, 10 4. This is correct for all. So another possibility, if you want to down, you must find this time like that, and then drag the formula, and the other drag the formula down, that's true for everything. What we could do is that here we put dollar between P and 2. The same thing here between P and 10 for put dollar, between E and 10 and E and 2 put dollar, between E and 10 for also put the dollar sign. And now in the place of sign of spinner here, instead of putting spinner, we just put it equals to what is found in what? In B, 1 in B, 2. So that will just
drag it down, it does the same thing for what? For all the others. Yeah, so that's another possibility. Press enter. So go to the next question. So to do that, that was 3 marks. Now they say we should write the formula of D2. The formula we use in D2, just come here, click here, and write the formula in your formula booklet. Now the next, print these 3 sheets of the workbook: sales, old sales, and summer. Okay, they're asking us to print it. So to print it, the other one, the examiner can also do it for you, or you can print it yourself if your machine is connected to the printer the day of writing. So how do you do the printing? You use either Control P, that's to print, or you come to File and take what? Print. That's another option. So thank you for going through this video. If it really helps you, please don't forget to like and subscribe for new upcoming videos. Thank you.